I'm back with what I told you I would be back with. So, if you're just now seeing one of my first videos and you haven't watched my last two, you need to go ahead and watch them so you can watch this one. So, we're gonna predict Arkansas, whatever you want to call it. If you're an Arkansas fan, you probably want it to be called one other way. So, I call it Arkansas because that's the way it looks. But we're going to start off with the UTEP. So, they ain't going to lose to UTEP. They're going to start the season off awesomely with a 42-3 win against UTEP. And then here comes Toledo running up in here, sir. We're going to beat you, boy. Well, Arkansas says, no, we're going to beat you 38-3. So, they're 2-0 going up against Texas Tech. And your defense is doing amazing. They have not let up a touchdown yet, but Texas Tech gets one touchdown and Arkansas wins 31-7. And they're 3-0 going up against Texas A&M. And let's see what I predicted for Texas. Okay, I haven't predicted Texas A&M yet. I predicted their win and losses, but I'm not going to tell you who they won or who they lost to. Well, you already know if you watched the last two videos. But they're 2-1 going up against Arkansas. They can still have hopes of winning the SEC. Arkansas says no and beats them 32-10. Like I said in the other videos, if you're an Arkansas fan, 2015 is the year you need to watch because they are going to be awesome. I don't know what everybody else is saying. I probably need to look that up and put it in my other videos, but not this one because it's already started and 2 minutes into the video. So they're going in Tennessee. Where's Tennessee? Tennessee is doing pretty good at this point. Right here. Tennessee is their only loss to Oklahoma. They are 3-1 going up against Arkansas, who happens to be 4-0. Tennessee has their mind set on the playoffs like they always do, but Arkansas, a bump in the road. They don't get over it. Tennessee loses 38-28. Arkansas wins 38-28. And Arkansas, they're 5-0. They beat the Tennessee, which is doing good at this point. And then here comes Bama, who is assuming the Nick Saban era is over. That's what the players are thinking. But Nick Saban don't think so. But where's Alabama? Oh, they're right beside Arkansas. Well, Alabama going up against Arkansas has lost one game to Ole Miss. They're 4-1. They still have hopes on going to the playoffs with one loss. But Arkansas says no. They win 42-35 in overtime. And they have tons of momentum. They're going into a bye week, 6-0, coming up against Auburn. Where's Auburn? There's Auburn. Auburn. They also have a lot of momentum. They're 6-0. Their bye week going into Auburn's bye week. They're 5-0. They beat Kentucky. They're 6-0 going up against Arkansas. Auburn has hopes of going to the playoffs, but Arkansas does too. And Arkansas is more hungry, and Arkansas beats Auburn by a score 32-28. Okay, Arkansas, they're doing awesome. They get a little bit of break here with UT Martin, 45-3. Okay, their break's over. Here comes Ole Miss knocking on the door. Ole Miss going up against Arkansas has lost one game to Auburn. They lost to Auburn after Ole Miss lost to Auburn. And Auburn don't know what to think, or Ole Miss don't know what to think at this point because they had tons of momentum. They're undefeated, and then Auburn beats them. And then here comes Arkansas, tons of momentum, and Arkansas just beats them 45-28. Okay. Arkansas is going to LSU next, which is not doing too good because LSU going up against Arkansas, they have done lost They're 5-5 going up against Arkansas. Yep, well that ain't gonna work out too good because Arkansas is doing awesome at this point, and LSU's just hoping for a ball game. But they don't get it against Arkansas, and they lose 13-38. Wait, I was talking about Arkansas beats LSU 13-38. They are still undefeated going up against Mississippi State, which is also doing real good. They lost their third or fourth game against Auburn, and going up against Arkansas, they are 9-1. Have hopes of going to the playoffs. Arkansas says no and wins 28-21 within the last seconds of the football game. So Arkansas going up against Missouri. Missouri had their eyes on the playoffs too. Well, Arkansas has so much talent, so much momentum. They beat them 21-19, and you already know what happens. I just predicted the top team in the SEC West. Should have done the East first because if you watch my last videos, I predicted the winner of the whole thing. It was Missouri versus Arkansas in the SEC championship, and Missouri wins 34-31. That was the final in overtime. And if you want to hear like what happened during the overtime game, I put that in my last video too. So I should have the rest of the SEC coming soon. Yeah.